Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hope you're ready to get this day started. I know I am. It's going to be the most amazing day ever. It's going to be a good day. Good day. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all their Fearless Morning shows over there. Don't forget the podcast. Don't forget y'all. Now, I gave the link for all the podcasts. Well, we are on over 40 different platforms. So the name of the show is the Live Past Crazy Show. So if you have Audible, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, if you have Apple, Android, Stitcher, Podbean, and you can listen to the Fearless Morning Show wherever you are. So please make sure you do that. And if you don't want to listen to the podcast, you don't want to watch the YouTube channel, you can watch the movie. The name of the movie is The Last Time. It was the last movie that Tommy Ford did before he passed away. So make sure you check that out. And if they don't want to watch the movie, read any of the 7 books. They don't want to do any of that, and they don't want to join the morning show. Tell them I said Grand Rising. It's going to be the most amazing day ever. It's going to be a great day. And I hope you're ready to get this day started. I hope you enjoyed the show yesterday. We had a good time yesterday. We talked about being afraid to trust and being afraid to trust women as a woman, being afraid to trust women to be our safe space to land, and for men not being able to trust other brothers to say, I need help, or I'm struggling, let me just rest on you for a minute. And we talked about yesterday's show was really good. So if you missed yesterday's show, please go back and watch it because it was really good. So good morning, Miss Rivera. How you doing? So please make sure you check that out. So yeah, I'm thirsty this morning. This is my favorite water. It's called Mountain Valley. Y'all should really try this. Most people think it look like alcohol, but it's water. So on this great, great day, it's going to be the most amazing day ever. It's going to be a good day. So the quote of the day is, it's a real simple one. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. I love that quote. Just because, y'all, we think that when we start on this journey, that when you're motivated and you're interested to do it or do whatever, it's going to last the first time. And it doesn't always work that way. It doesn't work. And sometimes it takes more than what you think it does. And you have to be ready to do the work of it. You got to be ready to be motivated to do it regardless. And if you're not ready for that part, then it's going to be something totally different for you. So let's talk about today. Do the right thing. And I couldn't think of a topic that would fit what I'm about to say. So do the right thing is the next closest thing to it. Oh yeah, this is the Sister Rise Retreat shirt from last year. So if you would like one, let me know. And it has Rise on the back. I am having some more made. So if you don't like this, I have some more coming. But if you would like this shirt, let me know. Okay. So let's talk about And I just want to have a candid conversation. Let's have a candid conversation because we have those all the time. Let's talk about what's really for real going on. Yesterday, we talked about not trusting people. Earlier this week, we talked about new support system, redirecting ourselves, leadership to ourselves. Let's talk about your decision making today. And it's just a little slip of the mind that is getting us tricked up. So I want you to be open-minded and listen to this. You think you're making a decision about something when you're actually not. You're simply changing your mind. You think you're making a decision. Now insert whatever life thing you got going on. You think you're making a decision about that, but you're really changing your mind because you've yet to make a solid decision. You've yet to make one. I will always share with you, making the decision is not hard. That's not the hard part. It is the ramifications that come with the decisions that you just made that's hard. And because we're not ready to handle, oh, I'm going to make this decision, I'm going to quit this job, I'm going to move here, right? And you're thinking about it. And the more you think about it, the more you keep changing your mind about it, and you assume you made a decision about it. No, making a decision is having this thought and following through and understanding the ramifications that come with that decision. So I've been married a couple of times. When I decided to get divorced the second time, I didn't want to because I was thinking about the ramifications that came with that. People are going to talk about you, JoJo. They're going to say you got divorced again. They're going to say, what's wrong with you? They're going to talk about you. It's going to impact his life. It's going to impact your life. Oh, you're going to have to break up the bank accounts and this and this. And I kept going down a rabbit hole of the ramifications of what my decision was going to do, who was going to impact other than my well-being and peace of mind. And because of that, I kept changing my mind, thinking I was making a decision. You waiting is not a decision. You waiting is you changing your mind because you're not ready to deal with the decision that you need to make. Making a decision is hard work. It's not hard work in that you don't know what to do. It's hard work because you don't want to deal with the aftermath of the decision you just made. If anybody has ever moved from one location drastically to another location, then you understand what I'm talking about. If you had to leave your family and move from state to state, then you know what I'm talking about. Or if you had to leave a relationship or a career or whatever hard decision you had to make and you dealt with the ramifications that came after, you understand that there's a difference between me changing my mind and me making a decision. Because changing my mind says, I don't. That means you're still in the thought process. And listen, there's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm just merely giving something to make you go, something to make you think about this morning. Are you really making decisions, or are you constantly changing your mind? I'm not saying either one is right or wrong. I'm just asking so that you can get a clear understanding of what you're doing or where you're about to go, or the decision that really needs to be made that you haven't been making. You just been changing your mind. So one of the things that I've been doing in my decision-making process is I ask, because I already know the decision that I want to make. And I ask myself, JoJo, does this feel good to you? Is this something that you want? How does it make you feel? How are you going to feel after you've already made the decision? Because listen, we already know ourselves. We've already made the decision. If somebody put a gun to your head and said, make a decision now, you could make it. And have no doubt in your mind, you could. You wouldn't be this wishy-washy person that you're, well, I don't know. I need to weigh this out and I need to think about this and I'm not sure this. you wouldn't be that person. You would have a decision made. But since you haven't stuck to that decision, you keep changing your mind. Okay. Now, if you're attached to somebody, person, place, or thing that is a master manipulator, and you make a decision, let me tell you, I was married to one of these, okay? And it doesn't, and so there's no look for a manipulator. There's no look for a narcissist. There's no look. They look all kinds of ways. And so if I would make a decision, right, Laura, and when we come to that understanding, growth begins. So think about, as you're making your decision, look at the people who are around you, right? And see if they are making you change your mind after you made your decision. Now, a master manipulator, no matter how sweet or whatever they are, will take your decision, make it a problem for them, and insist that you fix it. And insist that it's your problem. They will say, oh, but if you love me, why are we having this conversation? Why are we talking about this? You know I love you. And then it's going to make you think that you're crazy because you made a decision that you were very clear on, right? You made a decision that you were very clear on, but because they're really good at what they do, they changed it. And so now you feel like you need to change your mind and not stick with your decision because it's making them feel some type of way. They are good at their jobs. They are master manipulators. And they do it with the slip of a tongue. Well, if you really love me, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You know I don't do this. You know I don't do that. And they begin to justify their behavior. It don't mean nothing. So what you worried about? What's the problem? The problem is, and here's the thought of the day, do the right thing. The problem is you're making me question my sanity. Number one, that drives you crazy. So now you're thinking on their level. Now, all of your decision-making ability is based on what they're going to think, how they're going to feel, the argument you're going to have. So you keep changing your mind about the decision you just made. It can be your friend. It can be your mama. It can be your sister, your brother, your boo thing, your side piece. It can be whatever. It doesn't matter. The language with them doesn't change. They will always take your decision, change it around so that now you are the problem and not their behavior, not their thought process, not their decision-making ability. But now it's you that has the problem, and you will begin to honor their things and not your own. And you will continue to change your mind and never make a decision. This is how grandma stayed married to the same man for 40 years. And honey, she might not have told you, but she was glad when honey grandpa died and go, because now she was free to think and go and do and make a decision for herself. Let's just be clear. Good morning, Miss Lowe. Good morning, Laura. Y'all with me? Y'all understanding this part? So you're not making a decision. You're constantly changing your mind. There's a difference. And I want us to understand the difference between the two. A decision is definite. I'm not moving off of my decision. Me changing my mind is allowing outside forces to say something different. And me changing my mind. Well, I was going to change in your mind, put it in simple terms. You're going to go out with your girlfriend and you be like, girl, how does look? That make your chest look too big. That make your butt look big. I don't know. That's showing your stomach. I change my mind and go wear something else. You talk to your boo thing, your friend, about starting a business. I don't know. You ain't got no money. You ain't got this. And you change your mind. Because had you made a decision to start that business, it wouldn't have mattered what they said. You would have started the business. Had I decided to wear that outfit, it wouldn't have mattered. I would have. And it's the little things. You see how it's the little things that there makes a big difference between the changing of the mind and making a decision. So when I was in Puerto Rico, I made some decisions. I made some decisions that shall not be moved. I'm not moving off of those things. I made some demands and I made some decisions. There was no changing of the mind. Jojo, can we talk? Nope. The decision has been made. Period. And when you get to that part, and I want us to be clear that decision making is not hard. Okay. That's not hard. It is the ramifications. And so I want you to make this a square up exercise and weigh it out. Okay. When you make this decision, weigh it out. So take into account all the things that you need to. I'm not saying don't. I'm saying be clear on your decision and stop changing your mind. You know you want to quit that job, but you keep changing your mind. I'm not saying be irresponsible. I'm saying make a decision. Count up the cost. Because this is what I wrote to myself yesterday. And y'all can't see my scribble scrabble. This is what I wrote to myself yesterday. It's not easy. It's not quick. And it's not cheap. On this growth journey, this decision-making journey, it's not easy. It's not quick. And it's not cheap. Meaning, getting myself, and this is your growth part, getting yourself to make decisions like this. Nope. Yes. Nope. Yes. That it takes you a minute to get there. So be patient with yourself. That part's not easy, but when you get that decision-making ability down, you can make that decision. Make that decision. It's not quick. Meaning I've been in this for a minute. It took me a minute to get there because I'm a soft-hearted person.